It is currently 10 to 2 in the morning. I tried to fall asleep for like 2 hours and my brain is just too alive and awake with ideas and inspiration right now, so I'm just not even gonna fight anymore and I'm just gonna stay up and write down everything that's going on in my brain instead. The thing is, 2 a.m. isn't even late for some people. Like, most people my age are like out clubbing right now. I cannot think of anything worse. I have absolutely zero tolerance for staying up late. My sleep schedule is actually so good. Like, I go to sleep at 10 and wake up at 8, which is like 10 hours of sleep a night, and yet somehow I'm always tired, which is actually kind of concerning now that I think about it. But I did actually used to pull all-nighters literally once a week when I was in college, not by choice, just because I was literally always behind on my work and always like trying to reach a deadline. Story of my life. And I remember my like class schedule was that on Fridays I only had like the first 1 or 2 lessons and then the rest of the day was just freeze. And so my literal like routine was that on Thursday night I would get home and I would just like spread my work out all over my bedroom floor, make a pot of tea, put on like Emma Chamberlain's old videos specifically for some reason, and literally just work all evening and all night until my alarm went off, and then I would get ready and go back to college again on literally 0 hours of sleep. And then after those like 1 or 2 lessons I'd have on Friday morning, I would just go home in my freeze and sleep for the rest of the day, which is why I mentioned that. So sorry, I just had to come in here and say that, otherwise it kind of, none of it made sense. So anyway, sorry about that. Back into it. Don't recommend, because it did eventually catch up to me. I remember I did actually fall asleep in photography once. Like, I remember I was like sat in my spinny chair like this, and I was like pretending to like be doing my work on the computer, but I was actually just like resting my eyes, but then I ended up actually falling asleep. Don't know how long for, but eventually my teacher woke me up and I was like shit, but luckily it was like my favorite teacher I've ever had in my life, and she was literally just like, just go home and go to sleep, it's fine. Oh, I miss her. I miss college. I never thought I would say that because I wanted to die for half of it, but my brain tends to romanticize the past. Like, I'll probably eventually look back on this time in my life and like want to go back to it. That's actually, like, I wonder what parts of my life now I'll like eventually romanticize. Anyway, I've basically just given up on working at this point. I'm now colouring in my advent calendar, which, I mean, technically it's a couple hours into December 1st now, so I could technically open day 1 of this, but I brushed my teeth like an hour ago, so that's kind of gross. This is actually so much fun. Yeah, I'm going to bed now. Happy Vlogmas!